All right, welcome back, Road Warriors. What I want to talk to you about today is a paradigm shift. And this is a paradigm shift that's occurring all over the world with a lot of things, and particularly in fitness. And this paradigm shift is shifting from the idea that you need external things to make a change in an area that you want to change in your life. Because what we're realizing in all areas and facets of life is that you need to have sort of a self-awareness, a self-knowledge, an ability to shift and make changes in your life just based on your own thoughts, emotions, and your own behaviors and habits in order to be successful in whatever you want. And I want to point out to you the paradigm of the fitness industry and how it's been a disservice to you and what you can do now, and how I can help you with Bayoniks to make this shift complete and actually to serve you and help you better. So first of all, the idea of the United States being an industrialized nation after the years of the steel and the railroad and the oil and the coal mining and everything that created electricity and basically the modern industrialized world that we know today, is the idea that you can create system and processes for things. You can use human capital, you can use financial capital, you can use energetic capital to basically create systems that can operate and function, and that those who own those systems can profit from those systems. Okay, so what we have is students that are graduating from colleges that are entering into the workforce. We have a workforce that is focused on maintaining these systems basically. So if you look at the fitness industry from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and 90s in the United States, and then you kind of hop all the way back into the primal days of, whatever you have with any ancestors that are running around trying to hunt and gather or that type of activity, what you see is a difference in the mindset about the idea of fitness and health. Okay, so in the primal days, when people had to hunt and gather, they just had to do whatever it took to get the food that they needed and get it back safely to feed themselves and their family. And whatever physical exertion that took, they either had to be ready for that physical exertion or endure that physical exertion. Okay, but with the industrialized world, with all the food coming in, when you have grocery stores, you have fast food restaurants, you have credit cards, you have all types of different cell phones and apps and things to order, especially as we've gone in from the 80s, 90s into the 2000s. The idea is that, fitness and health is something extra. It's something that you do if you have time. It's something that is not a main part of your everyday process unless you go out of your way to do it. And that's a bad paradigm. And when I started training in gyms in New York City in 2008, that was the paradigm that we were educated under in order to help people that needed to improve their fitness. So we had to learn fitness sales. We had to learn fitness marketing. We had to learn the service of fitness, being able to serve people with fitness. And we had to learn the science of fitness. So we had to learn all these aspects so that we could logically and emotionally persuade people that they need to take advantage of these beautiful gyms and these skilled trainers in order to get in shape and live their best life, right? And so that paradigm is a paradigm of us in the fitness industry, those who are skilled and professionals with the aspects of working out and fitness. That leaves us from a paradigm of us having to reach out to people in order to bring them into the world of fitness, and particularly gyms and personal training. That's pretty much the fundamental of the fitness industry, the main staples of the fitness industry. Join a gym as a member and be a part of a fitness community, or participate in group or personal training to learn how to work out better and optimize your health, well-being, nutrition, and so forth. Okay, so in that paradigm, people are able to kind of like escape the responsibility of personal fitness and well-being. Because hey, you know, it's the gym, it's the training. I need a trainer, I need a gym, right? But now we've increased the amount of information that we have available to everyone. More people are accessing more information at a rapid rate than ever, watching videos on YouTube. And yet still, in the United States of America, 40% of people are obese and about 70% of people are overweight, meaning in an unhealthy manner that will lead to heart disease, diabetes, cancer, heart attack, and stroke. And these are statistical numbers. There's no fudging of that. I'm not exaggerating that by any means. If anything, I'm speaking very conservatively about it. Okay, so, and in that process, I got into the fitness industry and learned how to maximize and optimize and revolutionize movement and do all of these amazing things. But I only had a very limited window of space to share that with a client in an hour-long session or with my interaction with them in a gym. So during that process, I developed my own movement practices, which I call Bayoniks, which stands for Bodyweight Awareness, Yoga, Operational Readiness, Nutrition, Integrated Movement, Kicking, and Striking. These are the ways that I found to be the most primal and fundamental movements to continue my path and to evolve my movement and my success physically and with my health and well-being. So it was a personal path. Now, as I went on that personal path, I encountered various tools and various teachers and various trainers and various educators in the fitness industry that assisted me to develop that process even better for myself. But then there began to be a rift in the idea of what I wanted out of my whole lifestyle and what I wanted to continue to do with the fitness industry. And that rift was mobility. Me, I wanted to travel the world more. I wanted to do more on a grander scale. I wanted to leverage the internet. I wanted to be able to reach out to more people. I wanted to be able to educate more people, train different techniques in various types of ways, and maybe visit other countries and see how they train and what purposes they have for various types of movement or martial arts and things like that. So as I started moving that way, I started seeing that the regular scheduled programming, so to say, or the regular paradigm of fitness, particularly in the West and the United States, is that we have to convince you that our gym is the best, that we have to convince you that our training is the best, that you don't want to work out really, you want to just live your regular life. And without that motivation to work out, we have to be the motivators for you to do that. So when I realized that that really wasn't going to be the best way for me to interact and optimize myself and live my highest and best use of my time and purpose in the fitness industry, I had to start thinking of ways to better deliver this information. And what I came to the conclusion of was that regardless of what I do, I'm going to teach mobile fitness in such a way that I'm going to help people master their own bodies, their own minds, their own emotions, their well-being in a way that they can do it from anywhere in the world. They're not gym dependent. They're not one-on-one personal trainer dependent by the hour. It's great to have good teachers, and I was a personal trainer for over 10 years, so I understand the value of one-on-one training, don't get me wrong. But the problem is that when people don't have enough information to be independent from that. And I think that unfortunately a lot of gyms and a lot of personal trainers, because of their desire and basically need for income, they like to create clients and gym members who are dependent upon them for their well-being and their fitness. So as I separated from that and I formulated Bayoniks and made it better and better, I realized that it would pretty much be optimized. Okay, I'm going to finish this video here in the shade because I don't want my phone and video equipment to blow up. So basically what I was saying is that once I had developed Bayoniks to a certain extent, I understood that this would be best served for people that are going to be on the go. And the people that are on the go the most, that probably could benefit from my understanding and training and fitness, are business travelers. People who travel maybe more than 25 to 50 times a year. People that are, in positions of high responsibility. People who have the discipline and foresight to execute plans in business and success in various types of projects, but are kind of at odds with how to keep their fitness and health going at the same time. And, the reason why I say that is because, as a fitness professional, we can only help the people in the immediate, present moment that we can, whether that's either online training or one-on-one, and primarily with some kind of focus. And because my system was developed more for the mobile-minded individual, that's why I found it to be the perfect match for the business traveler. Now, the business traveler in the modern day, dealing with the United States and in the Western world, is in sort of a planes, trains, and automobiles sort of life. You're in a life where you're having to deal with itineraries and schedules and agendas and adversities that pop up all the time, in a life that's very stressful, that's filled with a lot of uncertainty and things like that. So ironically, my bionic system matches perfectly for this type of training, this type of individual who needs this type of training. The reason being is that there's sort of a militant aspect to it, a combat-oriented aspect to it, which I do derive a lot of principles from martial science, martial combat, as well as the military and sports. And so it's a great benefit, because when you look at the idea of, let's say, a soldier or a warrior who's going out on a mission, the way they prepare for what they will encounter is different than somebody who's just playing a recreational game of golf. And so if you can, as a business, my point and my whole theme is that as a business traveler, as a road warrior, as somebody who is really focused on being successful, but has to be on the go all the time, what you want to look at is an identity change into being an elite mobile warrior. And the overall fitness paradigm that you've been seeing, one of the reasons why it's difficult for you, because that paradigm doesn't serve you as a road warrior. That's why you're always having to struggle to find gyms. That's why you always struggle to find healthy places to eat. That's why you always struggle to maintain a consistency in personal training, because you're trying to fit something round into a square peg, a round peg into a square hole, square peg into a round hole, whatever you want to call it. You're trying to force something that just doesn't fit. So when you look at it, let's say, and how do I also understand this? Because of, as a personal trainer, what used to kind of like, one of the reasons that I really found this to be the right match is because I would realize that I had these clients, they were great clients, they were doing well. I'd start to teach them, I'd start to get them to certain skill levels, I'd start to get them proficient and with the right habits. And next thing you know, they had to go on a business trip or they had to fly out of town, or they had to go overseas and do these various things. And we just had to stop. And I didn't have any systems in place, or I didn't have Bionics structurally sound enough to be able to send them off with that in a manner that they could continue it as they were going on their path. And I never liked that, because number one, I had to stop giving the information that I knew they needed. Two, they were now at a disservice and would be out for I don't know how many days or weeks or months. And then three, it was not profitable for me either, because when people would leave, I'd have to go find new clients again, because I needed, in that old fitness gym paradigm, I needed people one-on-one right there in front of me, okay? So now, fast forward to 2019 going into 2020, A modern business traveler, a road warrior, somebody that wants to be an elite mobile warrior. This is an individual that wants to master themselves. And to master yourself, you cannot be dependent on any gym. You cannot be dependent on any trainer. Now, how is that possible? Well, it's possible because if you learn the way that your body moves and you learn what your body needs to such an extent that you can create the right habits and create a system to move forward, then you're solid. You can continue to move on. Now, what you can do is what I do offer is online fitness coaching, which is a way to help you maintain that in a way to kind of help you prioritize what you need to do and facilitate you being a better, a more mobile individual that's performing better and eating well and doing everything you can at a peak performance level. I can facilitate that through coaching. But in terms of all the other things, even when it comes down to certain exercises, using certain equipment, I've transitioned more of my teaching into mobile-oriented equipment. And you're going to see in another post, I got like a lot more posts I'm going to put up, a lot more videos about this mobile equipment, about the type of movements you need to focus on, and how this will empower you to take control of your fitness. And before I leave, I'll say this. One of the ways it's going to empower you is that in the old fitness paradigm, you were dependent on the gym. You were dependent on a program that a trainer could give you. And when you went out of town, you started looking for a gym to match everything you were doing at home, because you felt like the gym is what you need in order to get in shape. The training apparatus or the training tools or the training style or the training method that depends on a gym is what you need to stay fit. Imagine if I give you a fitness paradigm and a fitness methodology that is not dependent on any location, that is not dependent on any gym, and it's not dependent on any particular trainer, because the form and the structure and the movement can be taught and reviewed by video, that it can be developed in such a way that you can practice it and it can be critiqued even from remotely. So then in that case, you're free. Then it comes down to these 4 principles, which I'll leave, and I'll leave the post for the blog article below. It comes down to these 4 principles. Is it simple? Is it easy and simple for you to implement? That's number 1 in my criteria for programming. Number 2, is it fun? Are you going to enjoy it and have a great time? And is it going to be something you look forward to? That's why I include the kicking and the striking and the boxing and the body weight exercises and the calisthenics and all of the movement and things like that, because it's a skill development. It makes it more fun. Number 3, does it have a purpose? Is it actually useful to you in the real life? Like if you're doing a lot of stiff, robotic movements based on machines in the gym, and then someone attacks you outside an airport in Chicago, and you just basically fall to the ground and get hurt and get robbed and get beat up, then it didn't really serve you that much. And I'm not saying that I can turn you into a ninja or anything like that, but let's say that you know how to move a little bit, you know how to move your hands a little bit, you know how to jump, you know how to use your core, you know how to use your fists and your elbows, and you at least know how to maintain your balance better, and you're able to evade an attack. Oh wow, then that's self-defense. That has a purpose. So when you're training and you know that you're building your body to have this type of defensive potential, combative potential, disciplinary potential, then it serves you better. It has a higher purpose, and it's more likely you'll stick to it. And finally, the 4th thing is basically, does it provide results for you? Are you able to look in the mirror and be happy with the body you have? Are you able to feel the energy you have? Are you able to make the connections with the people you love and care about? Are you able to perform better at work and in your personal life? Are you looking great in your clothes? Are you enjoying the ride? Are you feeling the results? Are you seeing your waistline go down? Are you building muscle? Are you gaining flexibility? Are you gaining mobility and fluidity and performance and speed and power and balance? See, when you're able to measure those results, then we can basically cut that old paradigm and start the new paradigm of fitness. Okay, so I'm going to leave the article below, and this is a new paradigm. So If you're interested in coaching, if you're interested in learning how I do this for business professionals, for business travelers, turning them into elite mobile warriors, now's the time to contact me and we can get on a strategy call and see how I can help you best. I'll talk to you soon.